Now then, Charlie, obviously delighted to have you back. We're trying another
My pleasure entirely.
Macallan Folio. We're up to number 5. It's been a very, very expensive day so far. Macallan number 5 we're on to. This is a series obviously released by Macallan, first launched in 2015, celebrating their press, print and ad campaigns of the 70s, 80s and 90s. Do you know much about the campaign? You're familiar with the ad agency?
I'm very familiar with this particular one because the tale of the luggy bonnet, the Sherlock Holmes cap was called a luggy bonnet, and the I'm familiar with it because this was launched in the late 80s, early 90s. Okay. Yeah. The ad campaign, and my cousin was the UK brand ambassador for Macallan at that time. Okay. And so they made these luggy bonnets, and I have one.
Oh, amazing! Had one. You should have brought it along. That's a missed opportunity.
It's too small for me now. Okay. And I think I probably lost it. But it was they made their own tartan, and it was a very nice tartan. Yeah. And I had a luggy bonnet. It's interesting, Laurie, that when they embarked on this, the Holmes Knight Ritchie, the advertising agency in London, and they embarked on this idea. So really a story-based campaign, which they ran over many years. Sure. And then they elicited stories. They put the word out. Tell us your Macallan stories if you have any Macallan stories. Okay. And so this one, the tale of the luggy bonnet, was a real story that somebody got in touch. And well, you tell the story because we were talking about it.
The story, as far as I'm aware, is a local man to Craigellachie apparently missed out on the offer of a dram, or the opportunity to have a Macallan, because he had one of these luggy bonnets on, and his ears were covered, his hearing was obscured, and he missed out. So on the packaging, it's the advice of keep this knot firmly tied. So just keep your ear flaps up.
I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. You see, keep the knot on the top.
Yeah,
tied.
Which is a lovely, because Macallan's far too good to miss the chance to try. So no, it's a lovely story, and it's funny comparing these quite quaint, quite witty campaigns of the past to the very serious cinematic masterpieces which are produced nowadays. It kind of shows,
but they're so whimsical and charming and personal and sort of human. It was a brilliant campaign. Over the many years that Holmes and Ritchie looked after the account, they produced some wonderful stuff.
Yeah, and these days, of course, Macallan's become quite serious. It's become a very global brand. It's an aspirational brand in the same way as Bentley or Rolex, these sorts of things. And in terms of this particular bottle, when it was first released, I think it was 2020, give or take, I think the RRP was £250, and straight away the market on the secondary market price was over £1,000, I think.
Yeah,
which is remarkable. And for me, it posed the question of how do we define a whiskey's value? Is it, from a simplistic point of view, you'd like it to be dictated by how long it's been in the cask or how expensive the cask were, or the craftsmanship involved. But these days, it almost feels like the price is dictated by what you can resell it for, which is
You're absolutely
quite sad in a way.
I think it is sad, but there's nothing you can do about it. Whiskey is made to be drunk, but now it's increasingly becoming, especially whiskies of this sort of category, this I want to say quality, but in terms of auction, Macallan is so far ahead of everybody else. It becomes a commodity. The value, if you like, the price that any item will command is just simply what people pay.
I think when you're immersed in it, you get used to it. But when you kind of take yourself out of that whiskey bubble, you sort of realise the kind of insanity. I remember within a period of like 3 months, I bought one bottle of Macallan for £100, which had, similar to this, no age statement on it, no special cask used. The next month, I bought another bottle of Macallan, again, no age statement, no cask strength, which was £700. And my partner, she said, why is that one 7 times better than that one. And I was stumped. I didn't have anything to say, but I said, I know I can sell both of them for £200 extra than what I paid for them. Don't ask me why, but that's the way the market is.
That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. And I think it is rather nice, this series, that one thing we have, because you and I are among the very few people who've actually been privileged enough to taste these whiskies.
And tasting a whiskey, madness.
But what we have discovered happily is that the differences are subtle, but they are different.
Yes.
They're not. I think Macallan with their was it the 07 series or the James Bond series?
Yeah, the James Bond collaboration.
And it was a series of different packaging, but the liquid was the same. And I think that's a bit of a cheat, really.
It's a bit of a shame.
Honestly,
so this one.
So they are different. So it'll be very, very interesting to taste this one.
They've sort of varied a little bit. Some are a bit more sherry forward. Some are a bit sort of more reserved and a bit. Perhaps some American oak influence. So we'll open up number 5 and see what it's got in store.
Great. Take it away. Lovely. Not quite as dark as some of the Macallans we've seen, but
is it 2 and
it's very traditional.
4? There's a bit.
Still very traditional European oak.
Yeah, again, quite an understated nose, but it's
Lovely deep colour. Classic traditional Macallan. This deep sort of amber. Gorgeous. It's got a sort of a brightness to it that would suggest to me that it's probably a mix of European oak and American oak.
Okay, so that's going to
both ex-sherry, both seasoned with sherry.
So it'll contribute some kind of like lighter, sweeter.
I would guess so.
Flavors.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be looking for vanilla, toffee, coconut from the American oak, and then these dried fruits from the European oak.
Let's give it a nose.
It's certainly lighter than some of the ones that we've been looking at earlier.
Yeah, I think all the classic European oak characteristics are very heavy and quite dense.
Yeah, this is
very much in the background.
They are in the background here. Yeah, and there's a lightness to it. It's fruity, but it's not exactly fruit salad. It's not as light as that. Apple and pear. I think, now having dismissed fruit salad, I think sort of apple and pear. Fresh apple and pear. Cool, it is. I'm not getting the traditional vanilla toffee that one would expect from American oak.
Yes, it's not. I suppose American oak typically you'd associate with bourbon casks, where you got not overly, but a lot of vanilla, honey, soft, sweet. This is a bit more richness to it.
But it's there. It's apples and pears for me. Not more than dried fruits.
Yeah. Would that suggest perhaps a younger spirit where the oaks had less chance to contribute?
Could be.
But I don't think it doesn't smell young. I think with a lot of new distilleries these days, you have some where it's quite harsh. And
I think it's got a fair dollop of American oak in there. Right, taste and see. Pleasant texture, creamy texture, light sweetness, some acidity, lots of pepper at the back. It's like black pepper.
Okay.
And drying, but not as dry again as some of the other ones we've
Not as tannic. Yeah. It's very. I think whiskies struggle to be refreshing, but I'd say this is kind of verging in that territory.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. Yeah. It's not as obviously Macallan. It is Macallan, but it's not so much in the traditional style of Macallan. And yes, it's lighter, fresher, Very easy to drink.
Yeah, still got that lovely sort of oily mouthfeel that you get with most Macallans, I would say. Yeah.
But it doesn't taste like a terribly old whiskey.
No, I would be, obviously it's difficult to put a figure on it, but I'd say, definitely less than 15, perhaps sub 10, or is that a bit?
No, it's a bit low. I would guess that 15 is probably a good bet. I'm just thinking of 18 as a benchmark, but it doesn't come across like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Anyway, very pleasant drink.
A lovely dram. I think for those who have had sort of classic Macallan in the past, this perhaps shows a different side to the distillery, shows it can work well with American.
Yep, absolutely. But it doesn't disappoint. It wouldn't disappoint. You know, it's hardline Macallan.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, another great whiskey actually in the Folio series. As we say, this was Folio number 5. Yeah, overall a bit lighter, a bit more chilled out. Yeah, less Christmas cake.
That's great. But it shows that they are all subtly different.
Yeah. No, another great dram and another great one to open and try. Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.